Very good morning to my dear computer students. Beta, we were reading chapter number 9 and today we'll be discussing a very important topic that comes in your exam most of the time. Okay, so today's topic is conversion of infix expression to the postfix expression. Okay, so for that we should draw a table like this. Okay, and the expression will be given to you, and for that few steps that you must follow. According to those steps you can achieve the desired expression at the end. Okay, so input will be your infix expression. You can see the operators are in between the operands. At last we will get an expression, we'll find an expression which will be in postfix notation. Okay, so this will be your postfix notation. Okay, algorithm has been given in your book, but before telling you algorithm I will take the example first, because otherwise you will not get the things that are written inside this algorithm. So let us go by the solution of it, then we will understand the algorithm part. Okay, so for that beta we need to draw this table, and whatever symbols means the operands or the operators that you can see, or the brackets, okay, that you can see inside this given expression, okay, you need to write it here. Whatever elements or the symbols are being scanned, at one time we will be scanning out or reading out one operand, operator, or any bracket. Okay, so whatever you are just reading out means you will take them one by one from the given expression and you will write it here. And if it is an operand, then you will shift it directly to the expression y, and if it is a bracket or an operator, then you will write it in the stack. Okay, so beta, initially one more important step that we must take care and we must apply also, we should initially put brackets, okay, to enclose the complete expression inside it. So firstly the bracket will come. See, I told you the operators or the brackets will be shifted or written inside the stack only. Okay, and the operands will be shifted to the expression directly without entering it into the stack. Okay, when they will be used, this expression will be used up, I'll tell you by the time when they will be used up. Okay, so initially the bracket is there, you can see we have placed one bracket, so the bracket is there, and then the second one will pick up a. Okay, next symbol that will be scanned up is a. So I told you the operands will go in the expression directly without getting into the stack, so we will write a here. Fine. Next is our plus expression, operator, sorry. So plus operator has been scanned, it will come in stack. I told you that the operators and the brackets have to be in the stack. Fine. So next operator is plus. Next symbol is your plus operator. So it will come in stack, I told you. Okay. Then next is your bracket symbol. Fine. This bracket symbol will also be there in the stack. Next is your operand, that is b. Okay, so you will write all the symbols here that you are reading out one by one, and this operand will not come here in the stack, it will go directly in the expression y. Next is this operator. Okay, so this is a multiplication operator, so we will be writing it here, and then it will be shifted to the stack. Fine. Next is your next symbol is your operator. Oh, sorry, operand. So you will write it here and it will be shifted to your expression y. Next is your minus symbol. Okay, this minus symbol, that is your operator. So when you will start writing it here, then you see we have shifted this multiplication operator here in the expression. Why so? For that there is something written in your algorithm. Repeatedly pop the stack and add y to each operator on the top of the stack which has the same precedence or the higher precedence than the operator. See, if you are trying to put a operator into the stack that is having the same precedence or having the higher precedence than the operator, then you need to pop out. What it means, you are trying to put a operator here. Here it can be only when if any operator which is of the same precedence or the lesser precedence, then it can stay here. Multiplication can stay here in the stack only when a new operator that is coming near to it is of same precedence or it is of greater precedence. Okay, if the operator that you are just entering into the stack is of lesser precedence than this, means the operator which is behind the new operator that is trying to come inside, if this operator is of lesser precedence than the given operator which is already inside the stack, then this operator will be shifted to expression y. I'm repeating again, if the operator that you are trying to put in the stack, okay, before that another operator is lying already and which is of the greater importance than the new operator which is try to come inside the stack, then this operator will be shifted to the expression. Okay, so we know the rules which is having the most precedence. We have already seen it. See, brackets and parentheses will be given more importance, then exponential sign will be given importance, then multiplication and division will be given importance, and last precedence is for subtraction and addition. Okay, so here you see the minus operator is having the lesser precedence. Okay, so when it is trying to hide this multiplication operator which is having the greater precedence, then this multiplication operator will be shifted to y. Okay, and minus will stay here only. Next is next what symbol is to be pushed out? This bracket. So this bracket is scanned and it has to be put in the stack. Okay, so next operand you can see is D. Okay, now next symbol scanned is D and D will come directly here. Next is division operator. Now you see, now you are putting division, that is okay, fine. Now next is E. E is again an operand, so it will directly be written inside the expression. Next is your exponential. Okay, so now see, now if exponential would have been at the place of division, then division is of lesser precedence than the exponential symbol, then it would again have shifted this exponential to the expression y, but this time the exponential is of higher precedence and behind it we can have the operators which are of lesser precedence. Okay, there is no problem as such. Okay, so it will stay here only. We will take out the next operand which is symbol which is an operand, that is f. Okay, so we'll shift f directly here, there is no problem. Next is your closing brackets. So as you encounter the closing brackets, so what will happen? Then we will shift all the operators inside it. See, we are at this step. So when you encounter this closing bracket, so as it will approach the stack, so whatever elements are inside these brackets will be shifted toward the expression. Okay, firstly the exponential will go and then the division operator will be shifted. Okay, and this bracket, closing bracket and the starting bracket, means this bracket and this bracket should not be a part of your expression. I hope it is clear. Again I am telling you, please listen to me very carefully as you encounter the closing bracket. Okay, so whatever elements, as the bracket is complete here, you can see this bracket is complete now. So as it has been enclosed properly, so whatever symbols are inside this bracket will be shifted to expression y. Okay, and these two brackets will be ignored, they will not be shifted to expression y. So what is left? What is left? The exponential symbol and and your division symbol. Okay, so what you will do, you will shift this exponential in the expression and this division symbol also in the expression, and this bracket will be ignored up. Okay, so we are left with this status. Okay, now next element you see is multiplication operator. Okay, so it will come again. Now multiplication is of higher precedence and it is towards the right side, so lesser precedence minus is at the back of it. There is no problem keeping it. Okay, so we will not shift it. Next element we will scan. Next is G. Okay, so next element that will be scanned is G, so it will come directly in the expression. Okay, next element is your closing parenthesis. So again, when the parenthesis, this round brackets are closed, we are at this step 17. This, when this symbol is encountered, so as this bracket gets solved, so you see whatever operators are inside these two brackets will be shifted to the stack. Okay, so this multiplication will be shifted first and then this minus will be shifted afterwards. Okay, so next what we have, next we will have this multiplication symbol. Okay, this symbol will come to the scanned symbol stack. Okay, so this will be shifted to the stack. Okay, next is your H. Okay, so here we have, so by mistake I put this parenthesis here, it should be here actually, H is left, so this is not required actually here. Okay, so next is your H, that has to be scanned. Okay, then H will come, where it will go, H will go here. Okay, so when H will go here, what is left then? The closing parenthesis only. Okay, this closing parenthesis, as it will be encountered here, so as it is closed, so these two symbols will get shifted to the expression. Okay, firstly the multiplication will come and then this plus sign will be shifted up. So I hope it is clear to you. In this way we are having the postfix expression. Fine. If you have any doubt, please rewind this video and see it again. Okay, now next topic is the advantages of your postfix expression over the infix expression. Why do we prefer these postfix expressions over the infix? Means you are looking at, we are trying to convert this infix to postfix. Why we are doing so? Because an infix expression is difficult for machine to know. Okay, it is difficult for the machine to know and keep track of the precedence of the operators. Okay, so machine finds difficulty in handling the infix expression. That is why we are preferring postfix expression instead of it, and therefore the machine carries out it easily. Okay, so we prefer postfix expression instead of your infix expression, so we are trying converting it to postfix. Okay, infix to postfix. Now that was to generate a postfix expression, to convert an infix expression to postfix. Okay, now in next step what we will do, here we were converting your infix to postfix. Okay, with the help of stack. This is your stack status which I have shown. Now what we will try to do, we will try to evaluate. Okay, we will try to evaluate means you will be given values. Okay, and then you will use those values to calculate the final result of the given expression. Here the expression is given. Okay, now this postfix expression you have evaluated. Now what I am giving you, the values of a, b, c, d variables that I have used. So what will be the final outcome of these expressions? So once you have the postfix expression with you, use the stack to evaluate it. Okay, the question can come in your exam also that you need to evaluate it. So you have to read it, whether the question can be in the form convert infix to postfix, or the question can be evaluate the postfix expression. So you should start taking the operands or the operator one by one. So firstly we will scan the symbol A, we will put it into the stack, then again we will take another symbol that is B, and we'll put it on the stack. But as you encounter the operator, as operator is encountered, so the operators have to be popped up to apply that particular operation. Okay, we have A and B, these are operands. As we get operator, plus operator is a binary operator. Okay, in yesterday's lecture also I told you binary operator and means unary operator. Okay, unary operators are like not, we have discussed yesterday. Okay, not requires only one operand to get executed, like not A. Okay, and binary operators are those operators like A plus B जिसमें कि we need two operands to get the result. Okay, plus, minus, divide, multiply, so these are our binary operators. Okay, so plus is a binary operator, so how many operands are required? Two, A and B. We cannot perform addition by just giving a single number. Okay, we need at least two numbers to add two operands. Okay, so until and unless we are not encountering any operator in the stack, we will keep on putting the operands inside it. Okay, A we found, we have inserted it into the stack, then we found B, we have inserted into the stack. Now as we encounter the operators inside the stack, we will pop out the desired operands from the stack depending upon the quality and type of the operator we are using. Means if it is a binary operator, then two operands we will pop out, and if it is a unary operator, then only one element which is at the top will be popped out. Okay, so let us solve it again. So now these two operands will be popped out, A and B will be popped out. So A plus B we will perform, because we have received one operator, so we will perform A plus B, and we know the values of A and B. A is 2 and B is 3. So how much we will be having at the last? 5. Okay, so what we will do, whatever result we have retrieved, we will put it into the stack like this. Okay, now the top of the stack will be pointing to the result we have obtained like this. Okay, next element in the stack would be C, so we will push C into the stack. Okay, so you will put 5 is already there, then we have put C. Okay, then we have multiplication. Okay, you can see in the expression also, then we have multiplication, and then we have D, and then we have division. Okay, so C to we have already put. Now operator will be pushing, then will be pushing D, and then will be pushing division. So let us push C to already we have pushed. Let us push this operator. So this is also a binary operator, so it will pop out the two elements from the stack. C and 5 will be popped out. Okay, and then we will perform 5 into C, and C value is 4, that is given already to us. You can see it has been given. C is 4 and D is 5. Okay, so what we will do now, we will multiply 5 into 4, we will do, that is 20. So as we have obtained the result, we will put it into the stack and the top pointer will point it. Okay, so what next? Then we will push D. As you can see, after multiplication we have D, and then we have division operator. Okay, so we'll put D. 20 was lying there, we have put D. Now again we will get division operator, so we will pop out the two elements from the stack. Okay, then 20 divided by D. Firstly D will come out, then 20 will come out, and division operator we have received from the expression, and we will do the division, and finally we will receive the result 4, that we will push onto the stack. Okay, and the final result is 4. So in this way we have evaluated a postfix expression that was given to us, and it is possible only because we have been given the values. Because values are given, that is why we are able to put it, and we are using a stack to evaluate it. Okay, and do not forget to indicate this pointer in every stack, otherwise you will not be able to score marks. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Now let us see another example. Okay, so the example says this. Now it is in the form of true, false and not. Not, you know, is a unary operator, I told you. So we will pop out only one operand out of it, out of the stack. So we see true means actually 1 and false means 0. Okay, so it is totally clear that we are pushing 1 and 0, and we need to apply not and or operators to these values. Okay, so let us try it. So true we are pushing, so firstly true will be pushed. Okay, so stack pointer is indicating to it, then we will push false. Okay, now stack pointer has indicated is indicating to this position, then we will push true. Okay, then we will push not. Not is an operator. As we are pushing an operator, so what it will do, it will take out operands from it. Okay, so true is 1 obviously, so when we will apply not on true, okay, not on true, not true means 1, not 1, so what it means, not 1, 1 नहीं है तो क्या है ये, it is 0 then. Okay, and 0 means false. Okay, true means 1 and false means 0. So once it is saying not true, not is, you know, not is to negate, means invert it. Not true matlab false. Okay, so what you will write, instead of true now you will write false. Okay, next again what you are putting inside your stack is false. Again you are putting false and the pointer has been incremented, then you will put true. Okay, and the pointer has been incremented, then you will put or. Okay, or is another operator that is just like addition. Okay, okay, or. So or if you are giving true or false, okay, true or false, if you are writing like this, you will pop true and you will pop false. Okay, आप ये दोनों निकालोगे stack में से and you will apply or operation. So either 1 is there or 0 is there. So when you are applying or operation, so 1 plus 0, what outcome you will get? 1 only. So if you are writing true or false, so 1 or 0, it will give you 1 only. So 1 means true. Okay, so we will pop out these two elements and instead of it you will replace it with true. Okay, you can see true, false, false, and then we are putting, instead of these two we'll be putting true only. Fine, so true we have placed. Next is what we will do after this, or we will again encounter the operator not. So not is also operator and it will pop out one element out of it. Okay, so it will pop out true. Okay, the topmost element, and it will make it false, because not true means it is false. So we will put back false and the pointer is indicating to it now. Okay, then next is and operator again. And is a binary operator, so it will pop out two elements out of it. Okay, so pop out the topmost two elements. And means multiplication sort of, false means 0, 0 into 0 will give you 0 always. Okay, so 0 into 0 is 0. Otherwise I will tell you the truth table for it. When you are getting like 0 and you are writing and 0, it will give you 0. Okay, when you are giving 0 and okay 1, that will give you 0 again. Okay, 1 and 0, it will give you 0 again. Okay, it is just like multiplication, 1 and 1, it will give you 1 always. So this is the truth table, so you need to just remember it. Okay, so when you will get 1 and 1 means true and true, then you will get true. If you are taking true and false, then it will give you false. False and true, it will give you false. False and false, it will give you false. Means you will get true only when in AND operation you are giving both inputs true. Okay, when this is also 1, this is also 1, then you will get 1. Okay, so if you are giving both the inputs false, yani this wala case, So what output you will get? So 0, 0 means false. So you will pop out these two and put false for it. Okay, fine it is. Okay, next is, sorry, 1 minute. What we were supposed to do? We were supposed to apply AND. Okay, so where we are trying to apply AND? Here we have applied AND, I think. True and false, it will give you false. So we have put false here. So next what we are trying to do? We are trying to apply OR now. Okay, OR, truth table of OR, I am also giving that. OR says when 0 or 0, so what it will give you? 0. Okay, when you give 0 or 1, okay, it will give you 1. Okay, 1 or 0, it will give you 0, 1 again. 1 or 1, it will also give you 1. Okay, so when both inputs are 0 and you are trying to apply OR operation, it will give you 0. When one input is 0 and another input is 1, you will get 1. Means either of the input is 1, if that you will get 1 always. Okay, 1 means true and 0 means false. Okay, so now you will take out these two. Okay, and you will apply OR to it. False, false or false, so you will get false. So you have placed OR here. Okay, then what next? AND. So again AND, if you are performing, so you need to take out the two elements. Okay, false and true. So obviously AND operation, when you are doing 1 and 0, it will give you 0 only. So at last you will get false. Better try doing this yourself, then only it will be clear to you. Okay, learn this truth table. Okay, and do practice of this. And try to read these algorithms. The steps that I've told you, they are just matching to these algorithms. Now you'll be able to understand it. And still if you feel problem, then you can tell me. I'll explain these algorithms again. Thank you so much.